Hi there, welcome to Tarotland Soap Opera. I'm going to try to do a reading for Virgo energy. I have had so many problems trying to get out readings. Between my sucky internet at my other house, this house has really good internet. I just tried to do a reading for you, and then the phone quit, has full battery, has got a new phone, plenty of storage, and it still quit. So we're going to try again. We have despair, courthouse, coffin, false person, journey, and lovers. And the reason this reading is coming out is because of the community card. The community card can talk about the type of foundation we're operating from and the type of foundation that other people are operating from. Some people were operating from a foundation of regret. They decided to put an end to being deceived that they would go on a journey with someone who they thought they were going to work together with. Some of them could have been working with a Capricorn. Some of them could have been working with just someone who works from a more worldly foundation, and they're motivated and inspired more by things of the world and their worldly nature, their ego nature, money, materialism, status, image, indulgence, insecurity, fear. And if you are working together with someone like that, or aligning with that nature within yourself, and it left you in despair, in regret, somebody ignored your love, you realized you were ignoring love, whatever the case is, some people in their Virgo energy, Virgo's about going within to gain insight and understanding about yourself, about your past, about what's loving, what's not loving, what's just, what's fair. And some people had to quit being in a relationship with someone who is being deceptive, people who aren't being loving, people who are being emotionally manipulative, people who are indulging in a relationship or operating more from pride and ego than love. And they had to do that work. The death card here reminds me of the Scorpio death card in tarot. And that can talk about how we have deep emotional connection to people and things. Could have even been a job, the Three of Pentacles. But if we don't want to keep moving forward in something that is deceptive, or with people who are deceptive, not loving, not open, not authentic, we have to put an end to being manipulated. Why would we be tempted to keep aligning with those types of things and people in our life, or ways of being within ourselves? Because it means we don't have to be bold and brave and confident. We don't have to step out of our comfort zone. We don't have to face our own fears and insecurities of moving forward in our life. And sometimes that's what some people like us to be, in our fear and insecurity. They like to stop us from going on a journey of love and being in the types of relationships we deserve to be in, because then they can't indulge in a relationship with us. You know, if we're not in our fear and our insecurity and our self-limiting beliefs and not loving ourselves and not believing in ourselves, well, then they can stop us from moving forward in our life and indulge in a relationship with us because of our fear and insecurity. So just like our own ego nature would like to stop us from believing in love, because if we believe in ourselves and love ourselves, our shadowy nature of being immature and indulgent and selfish and greedy and prideful and lazy doesn't get to control our life, because we're believing in love. And when we align with our loving nature, the other people in the world who like us being in our shadowy nature also can indulge in a relationship with us. There could have been some people who aligned with some shadowy people. They let some shadowy people in their life stop them from believing in themselves and aligning with the people in their life that they could have aligned with, that were just and fair and loving and loyal and committed. And those people have learned a hard lesson that because they didn't believe in themselves and because they could have felt like they missed an opportunity with someone, they let go of the loving people in their life, and they could have aligned with some shadowy people as they aligned with their shadowy nature. For some people, they could have been in a relationship with loving and just and fair people, but it was kind of an illusion because they still felt like they'd missed an opportunity with someone else in their past. And they didn't want to move forward with, even though the people were loving and just and fair and balanced and all those good things, they could have decided because they felt like they'd missed an opportunity with someone else, they couldn't move forward in that relationship. Being in that relationship was deceptive. So they put an end to the deception because there was someone else that they wanted to move forward with. But if they were in shadowy energy, they weren't seeing things clearly. Needless, if there was someone in their past who they felt like they'd missed an opportunity with, that person wasn't putting in work and effort into a relationship with them. Why? Some people don't want to see the truth about why some people weren't putting in work and effort. So they still have illusions about those people. They still wanted to be in a relationship with those people. They let go of the people in their life that they might have been kind of manipulating and indulging themselves with because they felt they'd missed an opportunity with someone in their past. They decided to end the deception to go get in a relationship with someone from their past. But I think the people they went to go try to get in a relationship with ended things with them again. And what this person has to learn is to get out of their illusions about people from their past. If people left you in regret before, even though some people could love them, the other person isn't coming from a place of love. But some people can't get over the fact that some people in their past who they have love for don't value that. You know, they're more interested maybe in relationships for pride or ego or money and materialism. Some people, again, could have been working with people where they could have put an end to being deceived by people from their past who hurt them. Again, it's like getting over your past pain and heartbreak, giving yourself the things that you wish other people in your past would have given you so that you can move forward in love with loving people. But if we're still hurt by people in our past who ended things with us, who maybe weren't truthful and honest, if we don't give ourselves the things that we wish those people would have given us, where every day we treat ourselves with love and respect and kindness and compassion and encouragement, and we haven't learned to see the truth that some people weren't just, they weren't fair, they weren't loyal, they weren't committed, they're selfish, they're greedy, they're hurt, they're whatever, you know, if we haven't learned that lesson, we will keep being attracted to people like that until we are willing to see the truth. Some people just feel rejected by people who weren't loving and were manipulative. And they took it as maybe like a stamp on their forehead that I was rejected. I'm not lovable. I'm not valuable. It's like, no, that's not true. People are either loving and truthful and honest, or they're not. And negative energy in the world, and people who harness kind of negative energy that could be kind of competitive or manipulative or selfish or greedy or whatever, they reject us because they don't want to move forward in a relationship based on love being the foundation. You know, if they can't be manipulative and deceptive in a relationship and people want them to be more authentic and vulnerable, they're not interested in that. It's more about being deceptive in foundations because they have their own past pain and heartbreak that they haven't dealt with. And some people haven't realized that about people that they dealt with in their past. They don't, maybe to see the truth about some of those people, because some of those people could be in their own family, you know? And the very people who they thought were supposed to be loving and encouraging and supportive really aren't. And sometimes they don't want to see the truth about those people. For other people, they did see the truth about those people, but because of it, they fear being in relationships with other people because the very people in their life who were supposed to work with them cooperatively were kind of deceptive and manipulative. Maybe tried to stop them from believing in their dreams and moving forward in their life with being bold and brave and confident, moving forward with other loving, bold and brave, confident people. Maybe because they like to be controlling and manipulative. And it's just made them not trust other people. I don't know. This one goes in a lot of different directions. Let's take a look at the people who might still be. Some people could be in regret that they made a decision to end things with people who harness high vibe Capricorn energy, people who are free from ego and manipulation and being petty and jealous and competitive and envious and vengeful and prideful and all that, because they were deceived to move forward with people who harness more shadowy Capricorn energy. Doesn't matter what sun sign they were born under. We either align with our more worldly nature of pride and ego, or we align with putting in work and effort to free ourselves from that out of love for ourselves. And some people right now could be in regret that they decided to end relationships with people who are free from past pain and heartbreak and fear and insecurity because they weren't free from it. And then they let other people into their life who played on their fear, their insecurity, their pride, their ego, their not wanting to deal with their past pain and heartbreak to move forward in a relationship. Some of them are doing it right now. Others of them did it. But I think people who keep not dealing with their own regrets of the past, some of those people, they might, because they weren't dealing with their own regrets of the past, other people could have ended relationships with them because they found them to be kind of manipulative or prideful or defensive, and they wanted to go on a journey of love. The people who weren't willing to deal with their past pain and heartbreak could have decided, okay, since that ended, let me go see if I can go manipulate someone else. Sometimes the people who weren't willing to deal with their past pain and heartbreak, in order to feel, we either empower ourselves and we do the work within ourselves to empower ourselves, or to feel powerful, we might take actions out of pride and ego. And we take action in the world to try to make the people in our life who were bold and brave and confident to leave them in regret. And that can make them feel powerful. But they're making decisions out of pride and ego. They're getting into relationships out of pride and ego. They're not getting in relationships because of love. And they keep not dealing with their regret. And then they could move forward in other relationships that are an illusion. Until we deal with our past pain and heartbreak of the past, it has a hold on us. Tell us about the Five of Cups. Two of Swords, Libra energy. Because of Five of Wands. Five of Wands, some people aren't listening to their intuition about their inner conflict, about their fears and insecurities, because the Five of Wands is Leo energy. Some people don't want to see the truth about a Leo in their life. Some people don't want to see the truth about how they operate from defensiveness, and because of relationships that didn't work out in the past, it makes them defensive. And some of them don't want to see the truth that they make decisions out of their defensiveness. The Five of Wands can be competition. Some people could have been moving forward in a relationship. They could have put an end to the competition because this deceit energy, false person energy, reminds me of the Devil card. You know, are they going to let go of things in their past that they're tempted by? You know, our competitive energy and nature, are we going to align with our more loving nature and align with loving people? Are we going to be bold and brave and authentic? Put aside our pride and ego? Make it about love? Or are we going to be tempted by the competition to align with our more fearful ego, materialistic nature? Did they let someone who they could have been they had the option to be in a relationship with that person? Other people in the world, basically, who are competitive, who are prideful, who are materialistic driven, they had the choice to put an end to aligning with that nature within themselves and put an end to aligning with people in their life that are like that. But some people didn't listen to their intuition. And instead of putting an end to being deceived by pride and ego and fear and insecurity in their own foundation, they decided to align with their more worldly ego nature and be in denial that maybe part of the reason they even do that is because they're very competitive in the world, or they're very prideful and egotistical, or they're very self-centered, or they're fearful and insecure. You know, people are either willing to self-reflect and become aware of why they make certain decisions in their life, or they're not, and they just want to ignore it, and they want to keep doing things the way they've done it, never learn lessons in life, just keep, you know, being oblivious to why they do what they do. And, you know, it opens them up to being manipulated by other people and tempted. Or they just choose to keep manipulating people in relationships that I don't want to deal with my own fears and insecurities. I want to be oblivious to it. I don't want to see the truth of why I do what I do. I'm going to go see if I can go manipulate someone else. Let's go see about the Death card. Yep. We have the Nine of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Because of this card that's not showing itself, which could be things that they reject or things that they don't want to see, and it's the Nine of Wands. Some people don't have good boundaries within themselves about standing up to their more indulgent, immature, prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy nature. And they like to indulge themselves in juggling people. You know? We can either grow and learn and mature ourselves emotionally, or we're all about living in fantasy land and making it all about ourselves and indulging ourselves, and think that we can get in relationships and just juggle other people and not really invest in them. You know? And for some people, they didn't listen to their intuition about the people that they thought they could juggle and not invest in. And that some of the people that they tried to juggle are people who know their worth and value. And what they weren't seeing was that those people are willing, the reason they're loving and nurturing in a relationship is because they do have good boundaries within themselves. They don't get caught up in their fears and their insecurity and their more petty, jealousy, competitive ego nature. They have good boundaries within themselves. And some people who got in a relationship with loving, nurturing people, thinking they could just indulge in a relationship with them, that they didn't have to put an end to their more ego nature, that they could keep doing things the way they've done it, well, that ended. And the high vibe people put an end to them because they know their worth and value. They're emotionally independent and self-sovereign. They know how to fill up their own cup. They're not codependent on other people. They're balanced and they know their worth and value. And if they're in a relationship with someone who's defensive of moving forward and growing and maturing themselves, they were willing to cut that person out of their life. So now the people who didn't think and didn't want to see the truth about their own kind of emotionally manipulative, competitive ego nature, decided I think, the death card is being non-life-giving energy. I've decided I can be a non-life-giving energy. I don't have to be like just and fair and loyal and committed and loving. I can be deceptive and I can still move forward in relationships. And some of them are in regret now because they tried to juggle someone who is loving and nurturing. And the loving and nurturing people put an end to the deceptive people and moved on, loving and believing in themselves. Well, now the people who are in regret that they did that, they have a choice. Are they willing to hold themselves accountable for their actions? Are they willing to put an end to their more deceptive ways of being? Or are they going to let those past relationships just be over and just go manipulate someone else? Some people who didn't put an end to their more fearful nature got deceived by other people and they moved forward in a relationship with those people and now they could regret it because the people they align themselves with are kind of like them. They're fearful, they're insecure, they're competitive, they're indulgent, they're kind of immature, could be all about money and materialism and status and image. And now some of those people are in regret that they have a choice now. Am I going to put an end to my own fears and insecurities and believe in myself? I might not be able to connect back in with the people in my life who moved away from me, but doesn't mean that they can't start fresh and new and try to get in other friendships and relationships with people being just and fair and loving. For some people, they weren't seeing the truth about the competition. And they thought the people they went and aligned with gave the impression they'd move forward in love. But they could have been tempted by someone who was motivated by pride and ego. It's like, I want you to pick me. Let the loving people go. Come get in a relationship with me. I'll create the illusion we'll move forward in love. But really, it was just about indulging myself. I just wanted you to juggle your loving, nurturing partner and pick me. Oh, and then once you did, I'm going to put an end to the deception. I'm going to go move on to someone else. I really wasn't in the relationship because of love. I'm still not free of my more prideful, egotistical, competitive nature. And sadly, because you still weren't seeing me clearly, and you are also kind of more about yourself than love, and you're more about pride and ego, I was able to play on that and get you to end things with the loving people and come get in a relationship with me. Tell us about the deceptive energy. So also, as you're moving forward, you've gotten over your past pain and heartbreak of the past. You made a decision to put an end to being deceived by others and not being caught up in your own codependencies and fears and insecurities. And you chose to love and believe yourself and nurture yourself and grow and mature yourself. And the false people of the world could want to try to stop you. It's just like negative energy is always trying to stop us from getting our divine inheritance. And they try to tempt us to align with them. So as you're moving forward, you might have someone who tries to block your path forward. Tell us about the deceptive energy. Just like our worldly nature and our ego fear nature tries to make us choose them, there's shadowy people in the world who want us to be in relationship with them because maybe they experienced a painful ending in their life. So as you're moving forward in your life, make sure you're listening to your intuition about people who might view you as a love option, either because they've experienced a painful ending and got backstabbed and betrayed, or they are trying to deceive you into getting in a love connection, but they live more from their mind than their heart. It's kind of like mental strategy. You know, it'll be good for their image. It'll be good for their status. It'll be good for their sense of stability and security. But they aren't operating from a foundation of love. You want to make sure that if someone else is coming into your life, to listen to your intuition and put an end to people who maybe backstabbed and betrayed you in love, because they've kind of shown you what motivates and drives them, and it's not love. And they might be more about pride and ego and image. They might be very competitive. If some people left your life and they backstabbed and betrayed you because they were tempted by someone else, and they're very competitive in the world, and it's more just about them, they've shown you that they don't make decisions that are best for everyone involved. It's more about just them. And then if they went and got in that relationship and they got backstabbed and betrayed, well, now they might think that because they backstabbed and betrayed you, that you're in shadowy energy, in your ego about it. And you're like, no, I put an end to my ego. I filled my own cup. I have grown and matured myself. I have went within to see the truth about people in my past who are unloving, unkind, unjust, unfair, disloyal, disrespectful. And I'm moving on, and I'm not going to let deceptive people stop me from getting the love I deserve in my life. Tell us about the journey and the Lover's card. You're taking a leap of faith to get the justice you deserve. You, in the Queen of Cups and the Empress card, from an energy of love and love for yourself and belief in yourself, you're going to give birth to justice. I have two decks combined. That's why we have two justice cards here. You're going to give birth because you are balanced within yourself, and you've put in the work and effort to be balanced within yourself and not tip into your fear, your insecurity, your codependency, your competitive, prideful nature. You are going to manifest the justice you deserve, because you're not going to invest time, energy, and effort into foolishly repeating patterns of the past. You want to work with other people who are bold and brave, to be just and fair and truthful and honest, who speak the truth, who are loving, who are kind of like firing on all cylinders. They're bold, they're brave, they're creative, they're inspired, they're loving, they're nurturing. Not people who think love is optional in a relationship, that may think it's just and fair to be self-centered and defensive and just out for themselves, who haven't detached from people from their past, who haven't detached from their past pain and heartbreak and ready to give birth to something new, still up in their head about all the different people in the world that they could be in a relationship with, or people from their past, or people who would come in their future. It's like, you know what? If you still want to go compete for other people in the world and make your life about, I don't know, indulging and manipulating people and make your life about that, go ahead. That's your choice. I don't choose to be in a relationship with people who are like that. If you haven't detached from the past and learned how to be emotionally independent and love yourself and be balanced within yourself so you're not indulging your more immature, indulgent nature and ego nature, this is nothing I want to be involved with. If you're someone who backstabs and betrays loving people because you're self-centered or you're in mental conflict about love, peace, I'm moving on. And because some of you worked through your regrets of the past, you debated and worked within yourself to get balanced, you decided to get out of your ego and whatever, and quit juggling maybe someone from your past that you thought you were going to have a wish and dream come into reality with, you found your balance and learned lessons in life and saw the truth about people who are unloving, unkind, didn't put in work and effort to work with you. And you're in a new beginning now, working together with people whose foundations operate from a foundation of love instead of fear and ego and selfishness and greed. So you and the people you're in a relationship with are balanced, they're bold and brave, they're loving, and they also are ready to give birth to new things in their life. They're not interested in the competition. They're not interested about being defensive and making their life more about ego and image. They're believing they can manifest their dreams into reality from a foundation of love. So there you go, Virgo energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.